What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Build or Rebuild, where we take NHL and NBA teams that we think need to retool or rebuild this offseason, and we offer our takes on what we think that they should do. So we're going to move to the ice on this one and go to Calgary.
Calgary Flames. So the first thing that stands out to me is they have about $13 million of cap for this offseason.
Yeah.
And I look at this team, and I don't think it's a rebuilding team.
No.
Unless Johnny Gaudreau and Sean Monahan don't want to return.
Yeah.
The other thing that's in question is Mark Giordano's decline and what's next for him. Because he is getting older.
Right.
His experience is very helpful to that team, and he's not an asset I think they're ever going to get rid of.
No.
I believe unless he wants a cup, like a home run of a cup, he may have to go elsewhere.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I believe he's going to stay in Calgary. And if they can get Gaudreau and Monahan on board, they have a good core to build around.
Yeah.
They're shy of a few pieces. And with that $13 million cap space, because they don't have major raises due this offseason, maybe Dubé. But outside of that, he's a young guy, probably should get a bridge deal anyways.
Yeah, because they really have the benefit of the doubt that at least for this year, they're top five. If you include Lucic in terms of financially, their top six is all accounted for. Mm-hmm. So yeah, free agents, like you look at their free agent list, Derek Ryan, Josh Levo, Dylan Dubé is obviously the best one. That they need to negotiate something with him as an RFA.
Yep.
But, you got Brett Ritchie, Joachim Nordstrom, like they're not going to get a lot of money. Like they're pretty much settled that they just need to add complementary pieces.
Yeah.
As it's almost similar to what the Leafs had to do last year to bring in those depth pieces around them. Didn't necessarily work out for them.
Well, with Calgary, I think what would be best for them is if they can get one of or both Mangiapane and Dubé on the third line.
Yep.
And bring in a top six forward or two.
Yeah.
Defensively, I have a lot of stock in Mark Giordano for them to not make any moves, but I do believe it's possible that they can be a playoff team with their defense core intact.
Yeah.
Now, with Giordano being aging and Tanev being injury prone, there are some risks, but you have Juuso Välimäki on the rise. And I believe Shillington could be a good trade asset for them.
Yeah.
As a guy they've waived, I think he has some value, and it would be best for him to move on. So maybe you can get your fifth defenseman that way.
Yeah.
They obviously need a backup goalie because Domingue, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Louis Domingue isn't going to get the job done behind Jakob Markstrom.
No.
Their prospect pool isn't overly deep, so there's not anything I think you should expect. I would look for Peltier. And maybe Wolf to come in as that backup, but Peltier to come in and maybe join the top 9.
Yeah.
Which would help them out. But I think I can't think of a free agent specifically to go after. I think it's just got to be a top 6 forward to lessen the load on Tkachuk, Lindholm, Monahan, and Gaudreau.
Yeah, if they can bring in someone on the top 6, that's probably their most glaring need.
Yeah.
Because like you said, their defense is something that you have hopes in when you have a top 4 that is Mark Giordano, Noah Hannafin, Rasmus Andersson, and Chris Tanev.
Yeah.
That's a solid top 4. That's a playoff top 4. Whether it's a cup winning top 4, I don't know, but it's a solid top 4 to have.
Yeah, that's good. It's good enough.
Yeah. Like I said before, they have the benefit of the doubt where all their top six forwards financially, as well as their top 4 defensemen, they're all under contract next year, so they're all accounted for. You don't have to worry about allocating funds there. Really, it's just Dylan Dubé that you have to focus on.
Yeah, and so out of that 13 mil, let's say you lose 3.
Yeah.
Which is probably pushing it.
Yeah.
Unless they signed him to a ridiculous long-term deal.
I could see him getting a Mangiapane type of...
Yeah, like 2.5, something like that for short term. This team's very stable for a retooler.
Yeah.
And I think they're in a great position to bounce back and make a playoff run as long as Monahan and Gaudreau are happy, because I heard rumblings that they aren't.
Yeah.
If they aren't, then it wouldn't hurt them to rebuild. It
No.
wouldn't hurt them to trade those guys out
No.
for some young assets. But if you do that, then I don't see the point in keeping Giordano around unless it's for morale. You just signed Markstrom, you just signed Tanev.
Yeah.
Like, you got Levo. Those are 3 of Vancouver's sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they could do something with it. And I think if, again, they can keep everybody happy, go for it. Or maybe you can find a trade in which you bring in guys like Laine,
Yeah.
maybe Eichel.
Maybe.
If they do have the assets to throw at Eichel, if they have the cojones to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, they're certainly set up for an interesting
They can do
offseason.
anything, really.
They could.
They can rebuild, they can retool, and beef up.
Yeah.
It's really up to them and what they want to be as a team. But I think if they beef up, they could be a force in the Pacific. They're going to have to make some moves to stay above Seattle.
Yeah.
And to compete with Vegas. And who else is in the Pacific? I mean, Edmonton, the California teams are on the rise. Vancouver and Arizona, you never know.
Arizona's not there anymore.
Oh, they're going to be in the Central.
They're in the Central, so that's a team you don't have to really worry about anymore.
Yeah.
Not that there was a whole lot to worry about to begin with, but no, it's definitely a lot of ways you can go. Very interesting. That'll do it for this episode of Build or Rebuild. If you like the video, give it a like down below. Subscribe so you don't miss any of our other Build or Rebuilds. We got them going right through the summer. And yeah, comment down below what you think the Calgary Flames should do, what your takes are. And with that, that'll do it for this week of Build or Rebuild. Peace.